The Cleveland Browns have been on a roll lately and are now officially in the playoffs, despite most of their good players being injured. And that is all thanks to 38-year-old Joe Flacco, who's playing arguably as well as he ever has. So today, we are going to see if we can continue the success of Joe Flacco in this Browns team and truly get rid of the stigma that is the Browns being one of the worst organizations in the league. And this is going to be a fun one. This is going to be a longer one more than likely, so get a drink, get a snack, get whatever. But super quick, if you enjoyed today's video, be sure to drop a like. It really helps out the channel, even though it sounds stupid. And if we can get to 1,500 likes, it'll help me know that y'all want to see another realistic rebuild. And the one I have planned next is one that you could maybe, predict, but it's another QB who's been in the storylines lately. It was a toss-up for which one I should do, and it's one that I've done on the channel before, but I haven't done in a while, so if you would want to see that, I'm sure you can think of it now. Let's see if we can get to 1,500 likes, and it'll help me know that y'all want to see it. I'm excited to do that one too, though. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more. It'll make you an OG of the channel for whenever we inevitably hit 10 million subscribers, definitely. And it'll help you catch all these rebuilds, because rebuilds are literally all I do. And let me see if there's a shout out for this one. You know what? I'll say shout out to I Am Awesome. It looks like they were the first one to suggest this. Their link is in the description. And if you want to shout out, just let me know any fun rebuild ideas. Can be chaotic, can just be a realistic rebuild, whatever. Anything you want to see, let me know. It helps me know what y'all want to see. But without further ado, let's get into this rebuild. And I think besides using Joe Flacco, the second most interesting thing about this rebuild is going to be what we can do with Deshaun Watson. Is there anything we can do with Deshaun Watson is the question. I mean, that's going to be a lot of dead cap, is it not? Oh yeah, wait, the Browns aren't even to the big part of his contract yet. Oh god. Okay, well, we will see what we can do there. But this team is actually very, very good, and I've been saying this for a few years. They're always a good team on paper, they just underperform for one reason or another. Usually it's been, QB play, but now that they have at least decent QB play, they already clinched the playoff. Now, this receiving core is definitely going to need some work, and the offensive line probably will too, because there's no way we're going to be able to pay all these guys. Ooh, and I want to start Ronnie Hickman. He's been really good. I did not like that he went undrafted. I thought he was, I would have been fine with him in almost the 4th round, but he's looked really good for the Browns, so we're going to start him. Oh, I forgot the Browns also got Cameron Mitchell. I don't know why I forgot that, but I did. And obviously I would like to start this from where we are in real life, but then I wouldn't be able to use my custom rosters, and I want to do that. So we'll just start Nick Chubb. We'll pretend this is next season in real life. I guess that doesn't make sense because we don't have the rookie class, but still, we'll whatever. I don't want to start a bunch of backups, but let's get to the midseason point of year 1, and we will see how this team is doing with Joe Flacco. Will we have the same success that this team has in real life? Okay, well, at the midseason point of year 1, we are only 2-4, which, I guess is disappointing, but I'm actually kind of happy about that. That'll, actually make this a challenge. I would rather suck at the beginning and become good than, be good for the whole rebuild. If we peak in the first year before I even do anything to the team, that's not great, but it definitely can happen because simulation is so goddamn weird in this game. Am I coping? Maybe a little bit, but no, it'll definitely give us something to work towards. I'm a little scared to see who we have to re-sign, but I see. I understand. I remembered right before I was doing this. Oh yeah, I called this the hardest rebuild in Madden for a rebuild. For a reason. I called this the hardest rebuild in Madden for a reason is what I was trying to say. Because this team just gets so broke from the Deshaun Watson deal. Now, thankfully, restructuring is a thing now, so we should be able to hopefully re-sign some of these players, but if not, we can find another safety. We can find another linebacker. We have Siaki Ika, we can draft another defensive tackle or sign one. These players are definitely all replaceable. Actually, this team signed Grant Delpit. Let me make that contract. Hold on. Okay, well, I got that contract re-signed, and now we have negative 71 mil, so that's a little bit tough, but Grant Delpit was really the only player here we want back. I want others back here, but he was the only one we really need that would be the hardest to replace out of any of these guys, arguably. And we'll have the 5th year for Greg Newsome, Newsom, which is really cheap, only 1 year, 10.5 mil. We'll definitely pick that up. It'll probably go up more at the end of the year, but I mean, either way, that's pretty cheap, even if it goes up to like 14 or something. Also, I know Joe Flacco is only on a 1 year, I'm pretty sure at least, but when you're signing players to rosters outside of franchise, it automatically signs them to, you know, longer deals, which I'm glad about because we wouldn't be able to re-sign him, and if we weren't, that would ruin the rebuild. So it's not realistic there, but it's a necessary evil, I guess. But let's get to the end of the season and we will see how we finish. I'm okay if we finish good. I'm okay if we finish bad, wherever. Okay, well... In year 1, we finish 5-12. Now, here's the thing. I would normally be kind of happy about that, so we get a really good pick early on. But, you know, in case you somehow don't know, we don't exactly have a first-round pick. Now, we will at least have a high second-round pick. I honestly didn't remember if this team had a second even, but we do. Oh, and just next year we have a first. Okay, I thought it was 2 more years until we have a first. I thought 2026 would be our first. But no, we do have one next year, thankfully. But to be honest, a lot of the time I'm better drafting in the second round than I am in the first, so this might not be too bad of a thing. We'll see. But let's check out our season stats. At the midseason, Joe Flacco was doing all right. Let's see how he finished. He had 3,500 yards, 22 touchdowns, 12 picks. That's probably about the stat line he would have if he started a full season. I think he has a better completion percentage though, and maybe he would have more like 30 touchdowns and like 15 or 16 picks, just based on his stats right now, just because he plays with so much aggression that it creates big plays, but he also tries to throw a lot of picks. But it's kind of like the, you know, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen thing where you take the mistakes because of the crazy stuff they do. I'm not saying Joe Flacco is that, but you know what I mean. And then Nick Chubb finished with only 1,000 yards. Oh, we gave a lot of touches to Kareem Hunt. I forgot this offense does that. I kind of want to change that. I don't love that, but 1,000 yards, 16 touchdowns for Chubb, 1,100 yards and 10 touchdowns for Amari Cooper. I tried to get Cedric Tillman a lot of touches because he's a rookie, but 700 yards, 5 touchdowns is decent. I don't think that's going to be enough to stick around long term though. Elijah Moore, 700 yards. David Njoku did like nothing though. 0 touchdowns. And then the blocking was really good outside of Jedrick Wills. 14 sacks allowed isn't exactly great. He is just terrible in this game though. You know what? I would be willing to bet he has undisciplined penalty. Yep, okay. If you want, I'm not going to do this because it's kind of cheating, but if you want a player to play well, do that. Do this right here. Go from undisciplined to disciplined. I mean, you can mess with the rest of these too. I'm not going to do it because that's kind of lame, but also he shouldn't play this bad. I'm going to give him normal because he shouldn't be this bad. I mean, he isn't great in real life. Good Lord. Oh, that's cool. I see something that is super awesome. JOK with 122 tackles, 116 for Anthony Walker, tackles for loss, 15 for Dalvin Tomlinson, 14 for Garrett and Smith, 12 for Maurice Hurst, and sacks 5.5 from Myles Garrett. Did I not start him? Was he our number 3? Did he play like 300 snaps? No, he started. Yeah, he was on the specialist too. I love this game. No complaints. I should do a rebuild where I don't complain for that's the ultimate rebuild challenge I could do. Fuck all this like rebuilding a team with only 7th round picks, you know, like extreme stuff like that. I need to do a rebuild where I don't complain for a whole rebuild. That's something that I can't, but we'll see. I don't think today is the day. I already failed. But yeah, I don't know if 5.5 sacks for Myles Garrett is necessarily realistic. Maybe that's just me though. 5 for Maurice Hurst, 3 for Dalvin Tomlinson, 2 for Zadarius Smith. Are we okay here? We had 7.5 sacks from, I don't know if this is the best pass rush duo in the league, but I wouldn't hate calling it that. I mean, there's also TJ Watt and Alex Highsmith, but that's something. That is something. I love whatever. Whatever. I give up. 2 interceptions for JOK and Greg Newsom led the team, and then 1 for 4 players, including Ronnie Hickman. Was he good? Good is a strong word. But let's check out yearly awards. MVP. Guess what? Here's firming my theory that division rivals do better when you user a team. Lamar wins MVP. Joe Burrow at number 3. I mean, Joe Burrow isn't really uncommon to see up here, but Lamar winning at year 1 is kind of rare. I don't know. Whatever. Derek Carr up there. Okay. This is awesome. I love this. Lamar wins Offensive Player of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Josh Allen. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Rashee Rice, Cedric Tillman at number 6, and Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Christian Gonzalez. Ronnie Hickman at number 6. Let's forget this year ever happened. Let's get into the offseason. This is going to be a challenge. It wasn't even Joe Flacco's fault, though. This team was just bad. He was one of the bright spots of the team, arguably. Did this team extend Jedrick Wills? I feel like they might have. Let me see. Okay, no. Also, Spotrac says he's worth almost 20 mil a year. I sure wouldn't do that, but I mean, I guess that isn't that much for a left tackle anymore, but I'm not a fan. I was a fan coming out of Bama, but I don't know anymore. But real shocker here, the Chiefs beat the Cowboys 28-21. I haven't seen that a million times in rebuilds before. I'm not getting sick of that being the Super Bowl every single goddamn year. But now, we have 66.6 mil to work with, or no, not to work with, negative. This is a cursed rebuild. Oh, we can restructure Deshaun Watson. Would it be better to just trade him? That's my only thing. I mean, it would save us more money to restructure him. Is it gonna screw us in the future if we trade him? Probably. I mean, I would like to get value for him, but I'm scared if we trade him, it's gonna give us negative 100 mil. Like, legitimately, it might. We'll just restructure. Is that a mistake? I don't know. Also, Joe Flacco regressed a lot. If he retires, I mean, I'm not gonna do anything about that. We'll just, I mean, you know, he'll probably retire in real life in the next couple years, so that'll be realistic, but we'll just see what happens. Amari Cooper got X Factor. I guess we'll cut Jordan Akins. I mean, he's probably due for a contract anyways, but we're trying to save money anywhere we can get it. Are we really paying Dustin Hopkins 5 mil a year? I mean, he's been good, but we can get another kicker. He might actually be due for a contract right now anyways. We'll see, but we actually saved a lot more money than I thought we would, and now we have, what, 11 mil, which isn't great, but it's a lot better than negative 66. Oh, and how many dev traits did we get? Let me look at that. I've seen at least 2 so far. That's probably the only 2, but yeah, Amari Cooper got X Factor, and then Greg Newsome got Superstar, and of course those were the only 2, but I mean, definitely much better than nothing. I don't think we're gonna re-sign anyone here, so maybe I should have waited till next year to free up more money. I guess it doesn't really matter. We'll see. It could, but I guess we'll see. I would re-sign Anthony Walker if he was interested. We'll pick up the 5th year for Greg Newsome. It is 16. I figured it would be a little more than the 10 mil it was. We could get Maurice Hurst. He was actually pretty good. We'll check our options in free agency, though. Let's see who's available. What's our biggest need is the question, though. I guess, well, I focus scouted receiver, so we're good there. Or we should be, theoretically. Definitely a second linebacker next to JOK and defensive tackle. But honestly, through the draft, linebacker and defensive tackle aren't that hard to find. Even though we focus scouted receiver, there isn't really a crazy one here. There's Gabe Davis. I think I've been thinking too much about ball. I had a dream last night that Gabe Davis became like the best receiver in the NFL. I don't know why. I've never really had a dream like that before, but I did. And I was confused when I woke up. Willie Gay's available. Now, my cousin said he was watching one of my videos and he really liked the name Willie Gay, which me too. I don't like his new face scan in the game. That one's kind of boring looking. I liked his old one. I like how he used to look. Should I sign Willie Gay? You know what? Shouts out to my cousin. He got me to play Roblox after having not touched it over 20 years of life, and I was very proud of that. And now I feel like a worse person because I have played it. So for you, I will sign Willie Gay if he wants to sign. I kind of hope he rejects. All right, Willie Gay, do you want to sign? Oh yeah, we need a kicker too. Kaimi Fairbairn? Sure. All right, well, we get Willie Gay. Fairbairn, do you want to sign? Apparently not. Okay, whatever. Let's get to the draft. But in the draft, the Cardinals have the number 1 pick, which makes sense. Why do the Lions have the number 2 pick? Oh, the Eagles went 14? This might be one of the worst Madden simulations I've ever seen. I mean, at least all the good teams have been good in real life. I don't know about the Buccaneers and the Packers, but most of them. Yeah, I don't know if this is the worst. I don't know if it's great, though. But anyways, we don't pick until the 2nd round, of course, but let's see who's available. Okay, Matthew Farrell looks pretty good, but for being a deep threat, I wish he had a little better speed. I mean, his speed will probably be better than it looks because he has good speed and elite acceleration. I don't know, though. I kind of almost want to just go with one of these 2 guys right here, either Calvin Gardner or Dominic Stanley, because they're at least guaranteed 1st-round talents. Now, we'll have to see if they have dev traits, because rarely do playmaker types have dev traits, but they could, especially Calvin Gardner. Something I realized in the last rebuild I did that I've kind of been theorizing for a while is a lot of the time if players players have both bad injury, which he has C, so it's like mid, so I don't know, and then they lack discipline, resulting in avoidable penalties or whatever. A lot of the time they'll have a dev trait. Will he though? I don't know. He has good ratings though. As a playmaker type receiver, he has A medium route running, A catching, B spec catch. Looks pretty good. There's a very good chance he does have normal dev, but even if he does, as a first round talent, it'll still be worth it. We're in the second round. So let's go with Calvin Gardner out of Miami. Okay, he has hidden dev, thankfully. We're number 20. I need to change that immediately, but 89 speed, 95 excel. Only 61 strength, which is kind of weird for a playmaker type receiver, but he looks pretty good. And now I think we have maybe our number 2 receiver for the rebuild, at least our wide receiver 3, at least. But now, oh wait, the other receiver's still available. I mean, you know, if I really want to take him, it would still be worth it. I mean, he would just be our number 3. Now him, I am less confident that he'll have a dev trait, honestly. He does have C injury, but he actually has good discipline. We don't need him. We do need a defensive tackle and a linebacker though. We're not going to go Chris McLaughlin. Deontay Gordon looks pretty good. Does he look better than McLaughlin though? Yes. Okay. What's McLaughlin's speed? Not great, but he has good strength. Gordon doesn't have good strength. I think we're going to go with one of the defensive tackles. Neither of those linebackers are great looking. And ooh, Kerry Hickman. Okay, he doesn't look insane. He doesn't have very good awareness or block shedding, but A tackle, A play rec, maybe A pursuit, A hit power for whatever that's worth, B power moves, 485 speed, and at least good strength. Again, I don't know if this guy's going to have a dev trait. He has bad injury, but he does have good discipline, so it's up in the air. He could. He's only 21 years old too, so even if he doesn't have a dev trait, he should develop quickly. So let's go with Kerry Hickman out of Kansas State. Yeah, normal dev. That's unlucky, but like I said, only 21 years old, so we'll take it. Would it be insane for me to trade up for one of the receivers? I mean, we have Elijah Moore. We're fine. I kind of do want a linebacker though, because we don't have a 4th round pick. Oh no, we can't do that with a division rival. Whatever. We'll just see if there's one that looks decent with our 5th round pick. If not, we only really use 2 anyways, so it's fine. Pass coverage linebacker with 469 speed. I'm okay. Yeah, I'm good. Thanks. This guy doesn't look great, but yeah, no, he doesn't look great. I was gonna say I think he's our best option, but I don't know. I don't know about that. You know what? I don't think he looks great, but I don't know. We need a 3rd linebacker. He has elite speed, which I wouldn't really call 4.6 speed elite. I guess if we're talking edge rushers, that's good, but I mean, he's not. That's why I don't like the, you know, how they do positions. Also, he will utilize power and leverage to bowl through pass protectors, but he has D power move. Like, what? Why does he have that trait? Why is that a thing? Has a swift arm over move in his arsenal. So is that a cross chop? Is this dude a fucking insane pass rusher with D power moves, F finesse moves? Loves to utilize spin. I don't understand this player, but we'll take him. He has hidden dev. Cool. I'm confused. All right, I'm simming the rest of this out. We'll see what the CPU does. I feel like we did all right. Ooh, okay, well, Fisher wasn't great. He's only a 66, but at least he has a dev trait. Calvin Gardner's decent at a 76 overall. He will be our number 2. Was he the best receiver in the class? Let me see. Okay, no, there were some that went early, but I mean, I didn't obviously have a chance to get them. Ooh, Philip Baber was also a 76. He only had normal though. Was he even the other one I was looking at? Who was the other one I was looking at? It wasn't him. It wasn't Pharrell. Was it Mitchell? No, it wasn't Mitchell. Maybe it was Dominic Stanley. I don't know. Either way, we got literally the best receiver we could have, unless one of those other guys has X factor or something. I don't know. So we take those. Kerry Hickman's good, just no dev trait. I wish he had one, but 74 with normal. He should be decent. I don't want to talk about Fisher. Again, at least he has a dev trait though, and the CPU picked a decent receiver, a decent running back. The CPU actually did all right. Oh, does this guy have like a hidden dev? Oh, he does. God, blocking tight ends are so broken in this game. Half the time they have like X factor. We'll see if he does. That would be cool if he did, but I don't know. But anyways, let's get into year number 2. Ooh, Amari Cooper's mentoring Calvin Gardner already. I guess we'll go faking out tacklers because he's, you know, that's his scheme fit. I feel like medium route running is usually, or just kind of route running in general is better to go with, but I don't know. I never go with the faking out tacklers even when I should. Did that make him go up in overall? It did. Okay. So whenever we have playmaker receivers, I'll definitely use that. He also has 81 medium route running as a rookie, 86 catching. Thank God he isn't wearing number 20. 88 is still kind of interesting. It's fine. We'll leave it. I mean, 88's a receiver number, obviously, but I don't know. But here's a look at the team heading into year number 2. Obviously, no major changes on offense because, you know, we had 0 money to work with, you know, negative money to work with. Well, I guess we freed some, but not exactly a lot. But we did at least get one really good addition on offense in Calvin Gardner. He was like the best receiver available available to us, which I get called a bad drafter a lot of the time. I realize I'm not great, and there are definitely some interesting picks I make, but going to look at like where the player I picked was in the draft, like where they were ranked, it's always, you know, pretty damn high, at least top 2 out of the, you know, position available to us. Like, I don't know, I don't use the very strong draft classes. Maybe other people who do rebuilds do use those. I use strong now because, you know, people wanted me to. I just don't like using the very strong ones because then it just starts to feel more unrealistic. You know, every rookie's like an 85 overall. I mean, not all of them, but there are a lot of them. I think the most realistic ones are the default, but I don't know. I think 2 day 1 starters not having a first round pick is pretty good. But yeah, our defense, we definitely made more changes with than our offense. You know, a new defensive tackle, a couple new linebackers, I guess a few. No major changes, but yeah, I wish we could have got Maurice Hurst back, but he just wasn't interested. The CPU did pick a star dev defensive tackle though, Teron Dubose. Dubo? Do you say that silent? I don't know. I don't think we're gonna play him, but maybe he has something better than stars somehow. I don't know. But let's get into year number 2, and we will see how we're doing at the mid-season point. Hopefully better than last year, but you never know. Okay, and this isn't something I normally do, but I'm gonna try to pregame this before the contracts get bad. So for our focus position, well, we obviously need Joe Flacco back. He's the point of the rebuild. I'll do anything I can to get him back. But Nick Chubb's contract is gonna expire. We need him back. I wouldn't focus scout running back anyways, I don't think. They don't play well. The drafted ones don't. Oh, also Amari Cooper. Do we just need to go receiver again? Because Elijah Moore and Amari Cooper are both up for contract. I don't want to lose Amari Cooper though. We also could be losing Zadarius Smith and JOK. So if that's the case, I would choose outside linebacker to tackle both. And we also could be losing Jedrick Wills. This is rough. I don't know if there is a best option out of any of those. If we lose Jedrick Wills though, that's fine. He plays like shit. So I'm not as worried about that as the other positions. It's either outside linebacker or receiver. JOK might end up being more expensive than he's worth. Do we go out? Yeah, we'll go outside linebacker. We went receiver last year. We could do it again, but honestly, unscouted receivers are easier to, you know, tell if they're good than unscouted outside linebackers. That's my thinking there. I don't know. I'm really having to big brain this shit, but that's my way of thinking there. So I'll make those the positions, and let's get to the midseason point now. Ooh, okay, things still aren't going great. We are 3-4 at the midseason point. Better, I guess, but not great. Our pass yards per game this year are pretty bad, and our defense as a whole, really bad still. Much worse than it should be. I wonder if we're still not getting any pressure, even though when I'm not usering the Browns, Myles Garrett will get like almost 30 sacks in a season, which I love that. Cool. Yep, Myles Garrett has 4 sacks in 400 snaps. So 1 per every 100, less than 1 per every 100. Let's see in real life. I know he's not like the biggest sack getter, but he gets a lot. Let's open the good old PF, which isn't great all the time, but for some stats, it is really helpful. I like it. I'm a PFF ender. Oh yeah, PF does weird sack numbers, which I think the NFL should adopt, but it has him listed at 10, which I would guess is more like teen. Let me see. 14, okay. They just count half sacks as full sacks, which I kind of like. He has 14 in 800 total snaps, so he also has 86 pressures already. Holy shit, dude. I don't love how PFF counts pressures sometimes, but it is a really important stat. It's arguably more important than straight up getting a sack, because with the pressure, you can, you know, cause an interception or something. I don't know. I'm just rambling. Myles Garrett is doing worse than he should here. He should have more like at least 7 sacks, I would say. But yeah, I don't know. There isn't really anyone bench worthy. Our O-line has been not amazing outside, or Jedrick Wills hasn't been amazing, but I don't know if we have any better options outside of him. Actually, I'm lying. Let's give DeJuan Jones a chance. What am I doing? The reason I maybe don't 100% want to do that is because I've had DeJuan Jones play terribly in this game, but we'll see. Now, this might be a rare moment on the Brandon the Simp channel. We might blow up the team at the midseason point, which I think would be pretty fun. We have negative 76 mil in cap. There is no way we are going to be able to re-sign all of these guys, and I don't think we're going to be competitive for the rest of the year. So I think it's time that we do a little bit of trade in here. Not everybody, but a couple. I don't always like to do this because I know the game can be up and down, and you know, you can bounce back big time in any given year, but I don't really see that happening this year. We are going to trade Jedrick Wills to the Saints for a 3rd round pick. I think that's about fair value. Because, I mean, left tackle's an important position, and, you know, Jedrick Wills is fine, but he is in a contract year. They're going to have to extend him. I think that's about fair. They didn't have a second-round pick anyways, but I wouldn't have done it if they did. And, unfortunately, Zadarius Smith is probably going to have to go too, but he's been awful anyways, so where should we send him? What's a competitive team right now that doesn't really have a great pass rush? Ooh, Zadarius Smith would be a good fit on the Patriots. They have Matt Judon, pair him up with a former teammate. Were they on the Ravens at the same time? I'm pretty sure they were. They don't really need a pass rusher though. I don't know. How about the Cardinals? They're good for some reason. We'll obviously move him to outside linebacker once we trade him there. Oh, they did move Zaven Collins to outside linebacker, but I doubt he's good. No, 0 sacks, 3.5 last year. Yeah, no. I do like Dennis Gardeck in real life. He's pretty underrated, and BJ Ojulari I think will be a good player, but they don't have like anyone that would, you know, stop them from doing this. I think we're gonna go with the good old classic 3rd round pick, because Zadarius Smith is good, but he's older and in a contract year, so we'll take an extra 3rd. I hope we don't create too much of a monster there, but their roster isn't great, and they're in a different conference anyways, so whatever. Oh, he goes up to a 91. I forgot about that. He's one of the rare players that, at least in my rosters, goes up if you move them from defensive end to outside linebacker. But anyways, we might trade one more player even. Should I trade Elijah Moore? I mean, I don't really want him. We're not going to be able to re-sign him anyways. There's no point. Would he be like a number 2 for anyone? Ooh, the Falcons. What is this receiving core? I guess this isn't worse than their receiving core in real life, but it's not great. We'll take a 4th for Elijah Moore. And I think for now, at least, that's all the trading will do. I hope we can free up enough money, but we will have to see. So let's get to the end of the year. I'll rearrange the depth chart, obviously, and we will see how we finish. I'm fine with being bad because at least we have a 1st round pick this year. But in year number 2, we finished 6-11, which is to be expected. I mean, we kind of destroyed the team, but it's a necessary evil, like I said. Is this year 2 or 3? I need to try to do these all in one day, so I'm not confused the next day. Okay, yeah, this is year 2. But Joe Flacco was worse. 3,200 yards, 19 touchdowns, 12 picks. I mean, that's not a great season. And if he retires here, I mean, that's it. It would be disappointing, but we'll see. 1,100 yards for Nick Chubb, though. 5.3 per carry, 9 touchdowns, 10 touchdowns for Kareem Hunt. He was good, but like, I want to get Chubb all those touches. Touches and Chubb in the same sentence is a little questionable, but still. And Calvin Gardner was our leading receiver as a rookie. So do we go to the number 2 receiver the most often, or I don't know how that works, but 800 yards for him, 5 touchdowns, also 800 yards for Amari Cooper, and also 5 touchdowns. David Njoku did pretty well, and then we obviously traded Elijah Moore away. The blocking was something. Dwan Jones was pretty bad. Ethan Posick was pretty bad. Wyatt Teller was pretty bad. I would say Joel Bitonio was really our only good lineman, which is crazy because we have an average overall of like an 80 for our offensive line, at least an 80. And then Willie Gay led the team in tackles with 119. I said tackles really weird, but tackles for loss, 14 for Tomlinson, 13 for Garrett, and sacks, finally, Myles Garrett has a decent amount with 13.5, 5 for Kerry Hickman, and then nothing outside of that. But Kerry Hickman as a rookie was pretty good. And then interceptions, 4 for JOK and Denzel Ward. Can't wait to not be able to re-sign JOK. 2 for Grant Delpit, and then 1 for like 5 different players, including 2 guys who were backups pretty much. Interesting season. That's really all I can say without being depressed. I don't know. But MVP goes to Dak Prescott. Valid. Offensive Player of the Year goes to Rashee Rice. It seems like it's always Rashee Rice now. It used to always be Jonathan Taylor. Now it's always Rashee Rice. It's interesting. Defensive Player of the Year goes to DeForest Buckner. That's interesting. I mean, that's different at least. Myles Garrett all the way down at number 9. Ooh, and Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Calvin Gardner. I didn't think he was that good, but I mean, I won't complain. We take those. And Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Kevin Evans. What a name. Kerry Hickman all the way down at 6. I thought he would be, closer to this range, but it is what it is. So hey, at least we win 1 award. He's up to an 80 overall, obviously only star dev, which I guess that's not obvious, but I mean, that was kind of to be expected. And what other hidden devs did we have? We had Dubose. Was that it? Oh no, we had Robertson. He has superstar, which again, kind of to be expected. But anyways, let's get into year 3. Well, let's get into the off season heading into year 3, and we will see what the damage is. If Joe Flacco doesn't retire and regresses a ton, I might give him some overall back because I don't know. I feel like quarterback regression at least is really extreme in this game, even with worth it cranked down. But in the Super Bowl, the Dolphins take down the 49ers 35-17. Mike McDaniel beats his old team. And we have an upgrade for Calvin Gardner like I expected. Did he get superstar dev? I would hope so, but I don't know. And he did. Okay, so we're looking good there. Even if we lose Amari Cooper or something, which I hope not, but it is possible. Even if that happens, we at least have a superstar number one receiver. I am scared to look. Okay, I don't even have to, go and see how much negative cap we have. It says right there, negative 93 mil. Unlucky. Let's see what we can do. Was the cap situation this bad the last time I rebuilt the Browns? I feel like it wasn't. I feel like it's worse. So, what are we gonna do? Okay, Joe Flacco's still here at 40 years old, down to a 69 overall. I'm gonna give him a little bit of that back, assuming we can even re-sign him, which I will find a way. But how is the question? Okay, well, this saves 22 mil. I mean, it's not like we can even trade him right now anyways, so we'll just restructure him. Can we restructure Kareem Hunt, or is this the last? Okay, it might be the last year of his deal. David Njoku must be the last year, or did I tag him? It's 11 and 11. No, it must be the last year. Wow, there's almost nobody I can restructure. Okay, we can restructure Jack Conklin to get us down to negative 46 mil. Chris Paul hits a huge 3 to cut the lead to 42. Like, I don't know what this does for me, but we can restructure a few of them. This might be a GG's here. It might be over. Okay, well, we're down to negative 29 mil. I mean, this isn't going to be enough money to re-sign anyone major, but I'm hoping we can get Joe Flacco, who I guess is major, kind of. But you know what? Even if we lose Joe Flacco, who's going to sign him? We might just be able to re-sign him at the beginning of next season. Now, Nick Chubb and Amari Cooper are the ones I'm more worried about losing. Okay. Oh, God. So who do we tag? Do we tag... Why did that close me out of franchise? Do we tag Amari Cooper or Nick Chubb? That's the real question. Now, here's what I'm thinking. We have a few options here. If we lose... here's the game plan. We might let Nick Chubb go because at least we have Kareem Hunt. And we might switch to the Chiefs offense. Because if we also lose Amari Cooper, which I guess we can tag one of them, so maybe it would be Amari Cooper. But if we did lose Amari Cooper, then David Njoku would be our highest overall receiving option. And, that offense uses a lot of tight end. I don't know. Because, if we get Amari Cooper, then he will be our best receiving option. But also, Patrick Mahomes is an aggressive passer, so is Joe Flacco. Again, crazy comparison, but I mean, they're both aggressive. This is like the weirdest rebuild I've ever done. I mean, this is weirder than the last one, because in the last one, at least I didn't have to commit to Joe Flacco. Oh yeah, we also have JOK that we're going to be losing. This is just awesome. I love this. It still says we have negative 93 mil. Why? Bruh, did it not, when it closed, did it reset all my restructures? I love this game. It's well made. All right, give me a second. Well, no, I can't even tag anyone anyways because we don't have the money to submit them like an original offer. Like, oh God. All right, well, there's no point in restructuring here really then because we're not going to have the money anyways. So let's take the L and let's get to the draft. But here in the draft, again, the positive of having a bad record is having a good pick. The Jets have the number 1 pick. Didn't they already have the number 1 pick? I don't know. But we pick at number 9. Again, thankfully, we have draft picks now, or at least first round picks. And who do we want to take here? Ooh, was he injured? Okay, this guy must have been hurt for the combine and his pro day. His physical ratings aren't that good. I mean, he has great excel, but only solid speed, great jumping. This dude's interesting. I feel like he's going to have normal dev, but he does look pretty good. Eddie Steele. Ooh, he actually looks pretty good. What's his injury? A to B and shows good discipline. I don't know what a double positive means. That could be good. That could be bad. I kind of like him more. Damian Tatum, even though he's a power rusher, only has B power moves. If I'm taking someone top 10, I want him to have A. There's a good receiver too that I focus scouted, Marquise Smith, but I don't think I'm going to take him here. There were other good receiver options later. Okay, this could be a mistake, and I acknowledge that, but I think Eddie Steele is the better player. I don't know what his dev trait is. I never know what dev traits are going to be, but I like the A power moves, A pursuit. There isn't anything pass rush or run defense wise that that he's bad at. I mean, he's not a good cover player, but he's not going to be playing in coverage, obviously. And he definitely has the strength to play 4-3 defensive end. He could have normal dev, but I think he'll be a decent overall anyways. Let's go with Eddie Steele out of LSU. Okay, he has hidden dev. Good strength, good speed, good jumping. Wearing number 21. Why does this game give the players the worst numbers straight out the draft? I mean, it doesn't actually. It changes them, you know, after the draft, but why does it even show stuff like that? Like, I don't want to see that. I don't want to look at that. Get it away from me. That's like Jadeveon Clowney wearing number 24 or whatever he wears. And now I definitely want to look at a receiver. Ooh, this guy's really fast. Ben Shepherd. I wasn't even looking at him because there were better deep threat options available earlier, but both of them are gone now. The other receiver I was liking is Antoine Duhon. I don't know what that last name is, but his short route running isn't that good for a slot receiver. Now, if he's available next round, I might double dip at receiver, but I think I'm liking Ben Shepherd. Oh, this guy looks terrible. Okay, Nicholas Farr, 4.58 speed. Yeah, I'm already out. C to F awareness, F medium route, C catch in traffic. Like, if you're a physical receiver, you better have at least B catch in traffic. Like, gross. He'll probably have a dev trait because he has C to F injury and lacks discipline, but I don't care. That's not worth it. Ben Shepherd could lacks discipline and C to F injury. A lot of the time, I just can't take receivers with dev traits for some reason, but Ben Shepherd out of Oregon looks pretty good. I don't think he's amazing, but he looks like the best receiver option here. So let's take him, and he has hidden dev. 94 speed, 96 excel, even 60 strength at only, 5'8", 193 is pretty good. This guy looks good. And now do we go with the other receiver? I mean, we could. We really only have one good receiver right now. I think we should. Oh, we also do need a linebacker. I almost forgot about that. All right, Kenny LaMontagne looks pretty good. Bob Edmond also looks pretty good. Ooh, he kind of looks better. He's kind of nice looking. I mean, he's not that fast, but I don't know. This is tough. Both of these guys look pretty good. Ooh, there's also this guy that's straight up scouted as a 2nd to 3rd round talent. You know what? Because there are a lot of good looking linebackers, I'm gonna go with the receiver first. I won't show me picking a linebacker just because I don't want to show too. Well, I guess I could. Do we go with Duhon or whatever his name is, or Luke? I'm not gonna pick him because of his last name, actually. I think I'm okay. I'm all right, thanks. Not trying to have another Ifadi last name incident. Whoa, this dude's interesting. He is slow as hell, but he has a really good vert, good strength, good short route, really good spec catch. He's also a physical receiver at only 6 foot 198. What a weird receiver. I think I'll take him eventually. Let's just go with Antoine Duhon. I like his catch and traffic. He has pretty good speed. Sure. Normal dev, he'll probably be like a 73, which is pretty decent value, but I'll make a couple more picks and we will see what kind of draft we had. All right, well, here is how we did in the draft, and we did pretty all right. Now, we didn't get anyone crazy, but overall, we got a lot of good players, I would say. Eddie Steele is a 76. Obviously, he has hidden dev. Was he the best option? Let's see. I mean, there might have been someone better. I don't know. Ooh, the number 1 overall pick. I wish we could get him. Luke Preston. Damn. 83 overall. I mean, he's not a scheme fit here technically, but I still would like that. Okay, Damian Tatum was only a 73. I'm glad I didn't go with him. Lindsey Hunt was a 76. I didn't even see him, but he's a speed rusher, so I like our guy more. Okay, it looks like we did get the best option. I mean, a 76 isn't amazing, but if that's the best I can do, that's the best I can do. Ooh, this running back, 83 overall, Jalen Peterson, damn. Also, our draft was really satisfying, I guess. It's like a straight slope down in terms of overall. But Ben Shepherd is a 75. He'll be a good number 2 option. I mean, he's not anything special, but he looks good. Antoine Duhon, which is kind of an annoying name, but he's a 74. He's even better than I thought he would be. He has really bad deep route running, but everything else looks good. Also bad release, but I mean, that's fine. And then I took 3 linebackers back to back to back. All 3 of them are 73 overall with normal dev, and all of them are 21. So don't know which one we're going to start. Probably, well, actually, both of these guys are pass coverage types. So one of these two, Harold or Whitfield. We'll see. And then I took Benji Valentine. He's a 71 with hidden dev, so we take those. I think Brendan Collins had hidden dev. Yeah, it was man coverage is only a 69. Not nearly as good as I thought it would be. Carson Fisher has hidden dev. He's a blocking tight end, so of course he does. And then did Donovan Moore? Yeah, what an interesting way to spell Donovan. Donovan? Is that Donovan? I don't know. I picked him because it looked like he would be a decent safety, but also I couldn't tell because he was barely scouted. And not great, no. So pretty good draft. And let's get into year 3 with negative 83 million cap to work work with. But here's a look at the team heading into year number 3 of the rebuild. It's something. We only have 39 players on the roster because we are so broke. I had to cut a couple players and re-sign them because we still had negative 60 something mil or whatever it was. So this is the new offensive line. It's interesting. And unfortunately, no more Grant Delpit because, again, we needed to get Joe FLACCO back, and to become positive for cap space, like I said, we had to cut some players. So unlucky, but it's just kind of what we had to do. This is a hard rebuild. Like, what are the Browns going to do in real life when they get to this point? Like, there must be some kind of out in the Deshaun Watson contract that just doesn't become a thing here. Let me see. Maybe towards the end, but no, it's like fully guaranteed, right? Yeah, it's 230 mil guaranteed. I forgot about. So that's tough. that's unlucky. Wait, is he even on his Browns contract yet, or is he still on his Texans contract? Don't know. No, it looks like he's on his Browns one. Never mind. I don't know. Either way, we should develop a lot this year, and from this point on, the team should be a lot cheaper. I hope. I mean, I don't know, but I hope. I mean, on the bright side, we do have a lot of younger players starting, a lot of rookies, or at least second-year guys like Steele, Hickman, Harold, Edmond, Shepard, Gardner, Duhan. Literally all of our receivers are 2 are rookies, and then 1 is second year with superstar devs. So we're looking really good, all things considered, just in terms of, like, you know, the future outlook. I don't know how great we're going to be this year, but we will find out. So let's get to the midseason point, and we will see how this team can do. Okay, well, at the midseason point of year 3, we are 3-4 once again. We cannot escape mediocrity with this team, even with the help of Mr. Joseph FLACCO. Is his name Joseph? Probably. Wait, what is it? I don't know what else it would be, but I typed Joseph. Hold on. Joe FLACCO. Yes, it's Joseph Vincent FLACCO. That's fun. What's up with the Colts? I mean, they're the same overall as us, but they have the best offense and the second best defense in the league. Overall, it literally doesn't matter in this game. It's only playbooks. I love that. Our defense is still horrendous, and it has been every year, so I think we're going to change that. Might be a good idea. Did that say the... Oh, I thought that said Quan Alexander was the Seahawks' new head coach. No, Ian Alexander. I mean, that's close. The Bills have a really good defense here, though. They usually do. Except when I use it, of course. But, I mean, we might as well try it. I used to think the Browns' defensive playbook was good, but now every time I use it, it's just terrible. Ooh. Okay. Let me change this. Okay, well, Ben Shepard only has star dev, which that's fine. I kind of thought there was a chance he would have better than star, but, I mean, that's fine. Because Eddie Steele has superstar. That was definitely a very, very good pick. I don't know how he's going to perform, but he at least has a good dev trait and is a pretty good overall already. Now, the question is, which I already know the answer to, but the question is, will we have more money this year? I already checked, and the answer is a little bit. The problem is, this is like the most players we have had to re-sign in an offseason. We have, just for the starters, Greg Newsome, Wyatt Teller, Ronnie Hickman, Martin Emerson, David Njoku, Kareem Hunt, Joel Bitonio, Juan Thornhill, Ethan Posick, and Joe FLACCO. And I guess Pat O'Donnell, technically. The CPU just signed him because I didn't have enough money to sign a punter. So yeah, this isn't great. I don't know if we can get... What's the best strategy here? It's probably not to re-sign Wyatt Teller or Joel Bitonio, even though I want them back, obviously. You know, that's just a lot of money. That would take up all of our cap. I would rather get... Greg Newsome isn't interested. Neither is Martin Emerson. If one of those two were interested, I would pick whoever's interested, but neither of them are. I think the best plan is just to get the cheaper players back and worry about maybe drafting a couple new linemen. This is the hardest rebuild I've ever done. This is harder than the last time I did the Browns. This is harder than the Saints that I called the hardest. To be fair, I called that harder before I did the Browns. I don't know why this one's so much harder, but it is. Maybe it's the Grant Delpit contract. I mean, I know that's just one, but it kind of really cemented our fate here. All right, we'll get Ronnie Hickman back, but is safety replaceable? Yes. What did I think I set safety as my focus position, safety and corner. Or, well, I guess I have the option to set it right now between safety and corner. I'm going to go safety, though. The safety club. Well, just strong safety's weak. I don't know about free safety. I'm going to set safety because it's easier for me to tell if corners are good when they're unscouted compared to safeties. So we'll go safety. So we won't worry about re-signing either of those safeties. I mean, I want them back. I at least want Hickman back, but we quite literally can't. We can't get him back. We'll try to get Greg Newsome back. 6 years. years, 72 mil, and he doesn't take it. Awesome. All right, well, do we want Kareem Hunt or do we want to check our options after the year? I guess that's what we'll do. Wow, this is a hard rebuild. All right. Oh my God. Let's get to the end of the year. That Deshaun Watson deal just really cements this team's fate. It really does. I guess it was never technically proven that he, you know, did those things with those women. I mean, there were definitely some sus texts, but I think we can call him a bad person for the contract he has and the fact that he hasn't lived up to it at the very least. Oh God. Well, all right. We finish 8-9 at the end of year number 3. Now, our defense did get better. I think we picked a good defensive playbook there, which, like I say, is the only thing that matters in this game for some stupid reason. Our offense looks like it got worse. I can't remember what it was ranked at the midseason. We had a good passing offense, but our run game was obviously pretty weak. Someone in the comments said I say obviously a lot, which I'm realizing you're not wrong. Is that a bad thing? I say a lot of things a lot. I get some like weird, super nitpicky comments like, oh, you say this a lot. I don't know. What are some other examples? Like, just critiquing what I do in the video. Who cares? That's my counter argument. But ooh, Joe Flacco was... I mean, this is realistic based on how he's played this year. 4,100 yards, 28 touchdowns, 16 picks. This is probably really close to the touchdown interception ratio he has in real life. I don't know if it's exact, but probably really close. But good amount of yards, pretty good amount of touchdowns, just a lot of picks. I don't think those are going to go away. This very well could be his last year. We'll see. Kareem Hunt with 1,000 yards, 4.3 per carry, 14 touchdowns. He was good. And Calvin Gardner, 1,200 yards, 14 touchdowns. I kind of wish someone like Duhan or Shepard had a year like that. But, you know, because they would win Rookie of the Year. But either way, I'm happy someone did. Ooh, Gardner's up to an 84 already. Oh. Yeah, this game is awful. This game is so terrible. Dwan Jones, a 75 overall, which isn't crazy or anything. You know, like, he's not amazing here. You're telling me an NFL, like, pretty decent starting caliber tackle is going to allow 28 sacks. That's almost 2 per game and almost 3 per 100 snaps. This game needs some work, dude. Like, I'm not even joking anymore. Like, this shit's terrible. That's insane. All right, well, I'm gonna give him disciplined so that doesn't happen again. Oh, he already got disciplined. All right, well, apparently that doesn't fix it. I thought it did. It does sometimes. Apparently not here. How many times did Joe Flacco get sacked then? 60. Joe Flacco got sacked 61 times with Dwan Jones, Joel Bitonio, Wyatt Teller, Ethan Posick, and Luke Whippler as his offensive line. I mean, Luke Whippler isn't like a proven player or anything, but I think he's decent, and the rest of them sure as hell are at least decent. Joel Bitonio being one of the best linemen of this generation. Oh my God. Madden NFL 24 football for ya, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, this has been a problem for years, but it's something. But Caleb Harold, as a rookie, did pretty well. 122 tackles, 11 tackles for loss, 2 sacks, and a pick. We take that. We take those. Tackles for loss, 21 for Eddie Steele, 20 for Myles Garrett, 13 for Hickman, 11 for Harold, and 11 for Tomlinson. Apparently our defense was on the field a lot. Well, I guess not too much, but a decent amount. And then sacks, 15 for Myles Garrett at the very least, only 5 for Hickman, 4.5 for Tomlinson, only 3.5 for Eddie Steele, as almost an 80 overall. Love that. And then interceptions, 3 for Denzel Ward, 2 for Willie Gay, and then 1 a few players. This game is great. Nothing, no complaints, nothing wrong with it. And then Patrick Mahomes wins MVP and Offensive Player of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Josh Allen. Myles Garrett at number 4. Juan Martinez for the Dolphins wins Offensive Rookie of the Year. Duhan at 4, Shepard at 5, and Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Luke Preston, the number 1 overall pick. I thought it would be Caleb Harold. He gets number 2. I wonder if he's up there for like best linebacker. Or no, it'll probably be an edge. Yeah, this game's stupid. I mean, that's how the NFL does it, which I think is stupid. Do they even have a best linebacker award? Or yeah, I guess they do. They just have names for them. I don't even know what the best linebacker award is called. Like some player award. What is it? Hold on. Oh, the Butt Kiss Award. Okay, that now I remember. I don't know why I forgot that, but I did. And yeah, it always goes to edge players pretty much. Or no, Roquan won it last year. Luke Kuechly won it 3 times. Navarro Bowman won it. I don't know. I'm just rambling at this point. Let's get into the off season. All right, this is the worst Madden simulation I've ever seen. You'll never guess what the Super Bowl is. The Chiefs beat the Cowboys 24-17. Oh my God, I'm going insane. What is the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. I mean, maybe I'm the insane one because I keep, doing the I keep doing the simulations and expecting different results. I mean, I don't expect them, to be fair. I'm sure it's going to be the same every year, but still. And unfortunately, Joe Flacco did finally retire, so now we're going to have to go to Deshaun Watson. Do we have to? Oh, it would save us 46 mil to do that. I wonder if we could trade him. I'm sure no team would want his contract or could afford it at this point, but I guess you never know. But Gardner went up to X Factor, didn't get an upgrade, but at least got a dev trait, so that's cool. I would guess that's our only dev trait. No, Harold got star, that makes sense. Thornhill got star. Not that that matters, because we won't be able to bring him back, but it's still kind of cool, I guess. And Valentine had superstar, Benji Valentine. For whatever that's worth. I mean, he'll be a good number 4, I guess. But let's see who we are gonna have to re-sign. Okay, still obviously the same guys, but we don't have any more money. Thought maybe some more would free up, but I think it's less now, so that's cool. So I think we are gonna cut Deshaun Watson, which could be questionable because he could technically be our starter next year. I think we're better off building up the rest of the team and then drafting a QB, unless we want to re-sign him in the offseason. But yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a 55 mil penalty, but it'll still save 46 mil. Sure, I don't care. Goodbye. Now, can we restructure anyone else? I think everyone that is not on a rookie deal is up for a contract right now, so that's kind of tough. Dalvin Tomlinson, I guess we can cut. He hasn't really done much. Willie Gay, we have other linebacker options. He was good, but Can we restructure Denzel Ward? I would guess we can. Yeah. Oh, that'll save 9 mil. Okay, we're gonna have some money to work with, thankfully. Now, we need a quarterback, but at least we have money to work with. I would say this rebuild is probably a failure because we couldn't even make the playoffs with Joe Flacco, but I don't know what I could have done, genuinely. Greg Newsome rejects our contract offer. Unlucky. Wyatt Teller resigns. We'll take that. I guess we can get Ronnie Hickman back because he isn't very expensive anyways. 5 years, 50 mil. Just kidding. He rejects. Understandable. David Njoku, 5 years, 72 mil. He resigns. Joel Bitonio, he resigns. And then I think we'll let Posick go and we'll let Kareem Hunt test. If there is another running back, though, we'll probably sign a different one, but Kareem Hunt was pretty good. So worst case scenario, we'll just try to bring him back. I guess worst case scenario is we don't get him back and we don't get any running back, but I don't know. I'm not worried about running back here. But moment of truth, are there any decent free agents? Kind of. We could bring JOK back, but like, And I think we can restructure these deals that we just signed, which is a little cheesy, it seems like, but we'll just pretend we, signed these differently. But it looks like there are some decent options in free agency. Ooh, I do not trust Zach Tom. I have seen him play interesting in this game before. We'll say that. Does Trent Brown have right tackle experience in real life? I feel like he does. Ooh, he wasn't very good for the Patriots a couple seasons ago here. But to be fair, I feel like that's better than DeJuan Jones allowing 28 sacks. So I think we'll try to get Trent Brown. So I think these are the 3 players we're going to try to get. It's going to be Trent Brown, Kenny Moore, and Kareem Hunt. I know we're going for older players here, but this is probably the last year anyways. So, instead of going for Greg Newsome, I'll go for Kenny Moore instead because he's cheaper and there are a lot of teams interested in Greg Newsome. Plus, Moore is actually interested in the team. So we will see if we can get these 3. If not, I don't know what we're going to do. No, there are other options at these positions, so we'll see. And we get Trent Brown and Kenny Moore. And how about Kareem Hunt? Okay, we get Kareem Hunt. So we get these 3, and now we should resemble an actual NFL team again, I hope. Now, we still need 2 safeties and maybe a defensive tackle. It's not going to be like the top of my priorities, but it's still a need for sure. We need a center, maybe even a right guard. I don't think we're going to be able to do that though. And oh yeah, a quarterback. Oh my god, this is the hardest rebuild ever. Do not attempt this. I mean, maybe it would be different if you were using the actual Madden rosters instead of my custom ones, but I don't know. Which I need to re-release my custom rosters. I get a lot of questions of like, where do I get these? I never feel like responding to them, to be honest, because I'm always like, I'll just respond in the next video and I always forget. But they're PC only, unfortunately, so that probably eliminates 95% of the people that ask. But they're just called Brandon Updated. My username or whatever is Brandon823021. I know it's a long one. I've had it since I was like 8. Not in Madden, but like for other things. You know what I mean. But yeah, they're PC only and they're called Brandon Updated. I'll re-release them again because I don't think I have in a long time. But anyways, let's see what we can do in the draft. Hopefully something. All right, well, in the draft, the Vikings have the #1 pick. Screen recorder almost makes their background look blue. That's interesting. But unfortunately, all the QBs I focus scouted are bad. Really? Oh, yeah, okay, I see it. I mean, this guy looks pretty good, other than the fact that he is see-through on the run and D-play action. Everything else is good, though. Oh, this guy is very bad, a day 3 player, but he actually looks really good. Is this just a terrible QB class or something? It must be. Oh, no. Russell Freeman. Okay, I don't see anything bad about him. I think he is the best option. He's already 23, though, so he's not really going to develop. RJ Grayson looks good. I just don't know what his awareness is. What's his throw power? Elite? He's pretty good looking, actually. I think I'm leaning towards him. Who's a scheme fit? Okay, both of them are. Freeman could be a higher overall. He could be. Oh, I was about to say something really bad. Not gonna say that. All I'm gonna say is RJ Grayson is a year younger, so I think I'm gonna lean towards him. I was gonna make an EDP joke, but the phrasing I had in my mind was not great, so I'm not gonna say it. Actually, who has better traits? Beautiful spiral, could use some improvement at recognizing pressure, does well to avoid sacks, plays well, so he has 1 negative, but all the rest are positive, and then they both have literally almost the same traits, just a different throwing motion. All right, let's go with Grayson. Will he have normal? I don't know, but I'm gonna take him. He has normal. I hate this game. I hate my life, and I'm gonna cry. Steven Landry's still available. Yeah, I think I'm good. Let's look for a safety. Oh, okay, he's bad. All the safeties low-key look really bad. I'm not gonna lie. JP Jenkins actually looks decent. I think he's the best one, just because he's fast. Everything else is just okay, but at least he has good speed, so let's take him. He is hidden dev, thankfully, 92 speed, 91 excel. We'll take it. Could be much worse. And let's look for a center, because we quite literally don't have one. Devin Medlock looks okay. I just wish we had him scouted. He doesn't have very good power, but that's fine, I think. It might not be fine, depending on how bad it is, but I think it's fine. All right, I don't think Devin Medlock is great, but he's a lot better than not having a center. I think he's okay, at least. So let's take him. Hidden dev, good strength, good excel, good jumping for whatever that's worth. He looks decent. And let's see, is there one more, or not one more, but a good defensive tackle? David Battle's interesting. I don't normally love taking the speed rusher types because they're never that good, but he could be. Why are all the defensive tackles so fast? Kareem Bowe has 4.78 speed. He's also listed as a run stopper, but has A finesse moves. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, because that could mean he's a good finesse rusher and an even better run stopper, or he's not that good of a run stopper or speed rusher. I don't know. Why are they all speed rushers? I don't know. Let's go with Kareem Bowe out of Alabama. Of course he has normal dev. This draft doesn't feel as good as the other years. I'll make maybe a couple more picks and I will see y'all for the draft recap. All right, again, this was certainly a draft. Definitely not as good as last year's, but I tried, all right? I gave it my best shot, and the QB we got is not good. I mean, he's a 73, which is fine, but no dev trait, so that's unlucky. Was there a better option, though? I would guess probably. Oh, I wish we could have got this guy, Kenny Marsh. All right, well, I don't want to talk about it. I'm not going to talk about it. Let's ignore that happened. What did Grayson have that was so, like, bad? Oh, his awareness sucked. Well, I wish that was scouted. That's tough. Everything else looks really good, though. Just his awareness, one of the 3 things that weren't scouted, is terrible. Cool. Unlucky. At least this safety's good. JP Jenkins, I mean, he looks decent. Good speed, 76 overall with hidden dev. We'll take that. God, I just don't know how this quarterback is so much worse than that other one. All right, that's fine. It's all about how they play anyways, so we'll see what happens. Devin Medlock is whatever, 70 overall with hidden. I took every pick. I mean, some of these were decent. Bo wasn't great, but Amaya's decent. He at least has a dev trait. Yeah, this was a draft. Lawrence Hayden looks all right. No dev trait, though. He has 83 man, 76 press. He just has terrible play rec and awareness. All right, let's get into year 3, or year 4. I'm losing my mind. Don't try this at home, kids. But here's a look at the team heading into the 4th and final year of the rebuild. This has felt like a long one, even though it's been kind of short. I mean, well, not short, but it's, the 4th year, which isn't super long. We signed Garrett Bowles to play left tackle. He was just chilling in free agency, so I rearranged the rest of the offensive line. I moved Batonio back to left guard and Teller back to right. great. Batonio definitely wasn't great at tackle anyways. And the defense is interesting. I signed Jaquan McMillan out of free agency and moved him to safety. We'll see what that does. I don't know. He could be good there. He could be terrible. We'll see. And yeah, hopefully just all of our younger players can develop and actually play well this year. This is just a game of wait and see. So we're just going to get straight to the end of the year and we will see what happens. All right. Well, before I reveal how we did in year number 4, if you haven't already, be sure to like, be sure to subscribe. It really helps out the channel. Normally my rebuilds are more successful than this one. This genuinely, like I said, might be the hardest realistic rebuild you can do. I am very convinced it is, and it somehow makes it even harder with Joe Flacco. So maybe don't try this one. But yeah, 1,500 likes, and I have something very, very fun planned for the next one that's similar to this, but should be much easier, I hope. Yeah, I don't think the team's in a terrible cap situation. Could be. Let's hope it isn't. All right, 1,500 likes and we'll do it. And of course, let me know any fun rebuild ideas y'all might have down below. But you know what? Before I reveal our record, let's check out our season stats. I want to see what went wrong this year. It definitely wasn't QB play. RJ Grayson was really good. Now up to a 76 at least, but 32 touchdowns, 10 picks. We'll see if he wins Rookie of the Year. What division did that other QB go to? I can't remember what team he went to. Was it the Saints? I don't know. But Kareem Hunt, almost 1,100 yards, 4.4 per carry, 11 touchdowns. He's been good. David Njoku, 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns, 900 yards for Duhan, 9 touchdowns. Gardner didn't do much. Shepard was decent. The blocking, I wanted to bench Devin Medlock at the midseason, but there just wasn't a better option for center. He was awful, though. 11 sacks allowed from center is insane. But Bowles was bad. Brown wasn't great. Batonio was fine, and Teller was pretty good. Tackles for loss, 138 for Harold led the team. We had a lot of tackles. Tackles for loss, 22 for Garrett, 14 for Steele, 11 for Harold and Hickman, and 10 for Amaya. And sack, 22 for Myles Garrett. That is very good. What isn't very good is Eddie Steele, a top 10 pick who is an 82 overall with Superstar, would have been a higher overall if he actually played decent, had 1 sack on the season as a full-time starter. 1 sack in 994 snaps played. That sure is something. That is a certified skill issue, and that is my fault. I should make him play better. I don't know. And then interceptions, 3 for Kenny Moore and Denzel Ward, and 2 for Harvey Whitfield. All right, let's check out yearly awards. MVP goes to Joe Burrow. Of course, it's a division rival. Offensive Player of the Year goes to Rashee Rice. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Myles Garrett. We'll take that. Offensive Rookie of the Year does go to RJ Grayson. Freeman went to the Raiders. That makes sense. I mean, it doesn't, because, you know, when's the last time the Raiders have drafted a good quarterback? But our guy played much better, or at least better. And then Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Chris Narath for the Broncos. What a last name. There's so many interesting names in Madden rebuilds. Jenkins at number 5, though. Amaya at number 6. But if you couldn't already tell, we didn't exactly have great results in year number 4, as we finished 6-11. Once again, our offense wasn't great and our defense was terrible. We had no run D and no run game on offense. You hate to see it. But yeah, like I said, don't try this one at home, because this is intense. This is the hardest rebuild, I'm convinced. But of course, that is unfortunately going to be the end of today's rebuild. I really hope y'all enjoyed, even though we didn't, do very well. I tried my best. And again, if you enjoyed, be sure to like, be sure to subscribe. Expect something special next. And with that, I will see y'all again in the next video. Goodbye.